So when God, because God is in everything. God is in everything. Physical, nature, animals, landscape, the good, the bad, and the ugly. He's in everything. I mean, we all know this. Whether you believe it or not, that's okay, but he is. And so when he sees so much in reference to deception and corruption, and it goes on for family lineage. Like I guarantee you, I mean, now that Candace is unpacking the lineage of Erica, and I mean, again, this is something that's been prevalent in her family, her parents, and it goes down the lineage, which makes me so interested in the whole dynamic of it, because there's so many questions I have in reference to my lineage. There's a lot of questions in my lineage that don't make sense. That don't make sense at all. And whenever I go down the rabbit hole to try to find evidence or documentation, I hit a dead end. It's been wiped from the internet. And so I'm like, that's interesting. That's interesting. And I think about different conversations that I had with my grandparents when I was younger that have been popping up in my head. And I feel like they were speaking to me in code in different ways when I was younger. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents. when I was younger. And like I told the young lady I was speaking with last night, all of my family members, that would not be wrapped up in this whole extravaganza, this debacle, this psyop, that would be like against their conscience. They would not sign up for this. They would not. Hands down. They wouldn't. I know they wouldn't. Nobody can tell me otherwise. They have passed away. And their deaths are very, very questionable. Very, very questionable. How sudden they came. How it was treated after they passed away. And how some of the information has been wiped from the internet. It's very weird to me. So, and those are things that, you know, the truth may never come out, but the truth is already pretty much, and here's a way that I see it in reference to truth. It's like people land on truth, they land on proof, they land on evidence. I'm right there with you. But seeing as we live in a world now that can manipulate and populate truth and evidence and bend it to their narrations. I mean, Candace is unpacking it right now in reference to Erica's 2 different birthday dates, in reference to the names, in reference to her parents' divorce decree. That's the same thing with me. If you go back and look at some of my court documents in reference to my divorce decree, it's been manipulated. And this is how these people operate. If you don't do what they want you to do, they'll find a way. Whether that's forge your signature or manipulate documents. They will indeed. They will indeed. That's why you need to be very careful. They know it. I know it. They know it. And if you have to do things like that in your life to get ahead or concrete more money for you or solidify a more powerful position for you in this world, those are the different decisions and actions and choices that you have to make. And you think that you're an upstanding citizen, I'd circle back. I'd circle back in the mirror and I'd take a look. I don't know about that. But, you know, in reference to my videos and stuff, yeah, I started making it to spread my story, give my side of things. Seeing as I lived in a world where everybody, when I started talking about things or asking questions or trying to make sense of it all, I was shushed. I was manipulated. I was gaslit. I was projected. I was deflected. I was tore down. I was misused. I was all of the above. All of the above. In so many different ways. So many different ways. And I know without a doubt Charlie was too. He was. in different ways, I know he knew that he was in. I think originally when he met Erica, I think that he knew deep down what her heart was like. But I do think that in different ways, it was kind of a business standing move because of his position in the world and where he was at. And it was time for him to kind of go on to that season. And what she presented to him naturally was exactly what he wanted in different ways, because she's really good at playing a character, playing her part, whatever that looks like in her need of life. And I recognize that because there are a lot of people that are just actors. They just act. It's all an act. There's nothing genuine. There's nothing true. There's nothing authentic. It's all fabricated. It's so bizarre to see sometimes. But in the midst of that, God saw all of that happening as it was unraveling in real time. And he knew the trajectory of Charlie's passing. And this is what he's making of it. He's completely taken something so horrific and tragic and turned it into an awakening nationwide. An awakening on such a full front and a magnitude of such a big level, where it goes down so deep in reference to the corruption, to the evil, to the demonic, to the deception in our world that's been so prevalent in our world for years, for decades. And if you remove yourself from the scenario, you remove yourself from the situation, who in this world has the power to turn such a horrific act at such a magnitude into something so great as what we're in real time seeing? Who has the power to do that? No man, no woman, only God. Only God has the power to unravel everything that's happening right now. You have to see that. You just do. I mean, if you don't, I understand that, but it's kind of blatantly right in front of our faces, You'd have to be blind or oxymoron not to see it in different ways, And some people just choose to stay asleep, and that's okay. That's completely okay. That's completely okay. But you can't throw shade or hate on people that are not asleep. And when it got to a point where I started making my videos, and I was reaching out to the system. I was reaching out to all the different agencies. I was submitting claims. I was sending emails. I was submitting reports. I was collecting my evidence. I was doing everything that I was supposed to do to help to get the justice system to do something, because nothing in my life was making sense. And I knew that I was being targeted and attacked in different ways from the back. I knew it. I don't care what anybody else says, I knew it. With every beacon fiber bone in my body. And every road I went down, I hit a dead end. A dead end that made no sense. Emails, responses that made no sense. My TikToks kept getting banned. And so I knew that, okay, this is real big. This is way bigger than what I thought that I knew. I still can't wrap my head around it. And I think that that's a big portion too why God keeps me in his little bubble. Because if I did know the magnitude, if I did know the grossness, if I did know the extent level that people have went to corroborate and narrate their heinous and most egregious acts towards me, whether that be in front of me or in the back, it would, and it just would tear me up in different ways, because it's so hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that there are people in this world that willingly choose to operate in such demonic, evil, deceptive, corruptive ways based off their own free will. And then hindsight 2020 start rolling out all these Epstein files and everything's entangled in it. Like the McDonald's, I'm gonna unpack that in their new meal. They have a new meal, I think, that they're promoting for Drake, a midnight meal or something, and it's questionable. questionable. You should